friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite summertime makeup items with you all. I thought that would be fun since, especially where I live, we're getting into the hotter months, starting to see a lot more humidity and heat in general. So I wanted to share the makeup products that I tend to reach for during the summertime, because not only do they hold up well in that kind of climate, but honestly, they just, they slap, they bring the glow. You guys know I love a little bit of glow. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video at any time, hit the thumbs up button, y'all. Smash it, hit it, hit it, hit it. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to kind of go in order of what I would use on my face first, etc. We might get all kabobbled, you know how that goes. The first item I wanted to share with you all is this, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right. It's a Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF of 46. I'm freaking obsessed with this. It's a sunscreen with a bit of a tint. Can you see that? And it like adheres to your skin tone and like provides like just a smidgen of coverage. It gives a really beautiful glow, and the SPF works so well, you guys. This is all I used when I was in Florida, and I didn't even reapply, okay? Didn't reapply, and my face did not get burnt at all in Florida. Like, this shit is no joke when it comes to SPF. It lays really beautifully under makeup if you want to use it under your makeup, but also with the little bit of tint that it does provide, you could go in with a really light bronzer or like cream blush if you wanted to just give that like sun-kissed light look. If you guys want to see a demo of me doing that with this product, let me know in the comments and I would be more than happy to do so. I think that this applies best and you get the most tint out of the product if you're using it with your hands, which you guys know I hate applying stuff with my hands, but I just have to hype myself up and be like, it's like sunscreen, Megan. It's like regular sunscreen, you know, like, because it has the tint, it makes me think of like makeup. So that's why it like kind of freaks me out still. But yeah, it just looks so nice when you apply it with your hands. It doesn't really smell like sunscreen. It actually has a unique smell. It's a little bit of a makeup-y smell. But yeah, I love this. I highly recommend it. I actually picked it up on my girl, Erin. Her handle's Erin's Beauty Obsession. She has a YouTube channel. This was in one of her favorites videos. I picked it up, obsessed. So good. Cannot recommend enough. Next, for primers, I have one that I've tried in the summer and I know that I really love. It is the Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. I love this all times of the year, right? But I really love the glow, and this just gives, I love the way that makeup lays on top of this. And since it has a little bit of a tint, it can help with helps to just like even stuff out before you go in with anything else. And it just wears really great under makeup all day. I really love this. It doesn't have like a scent or anything, and it's super affordable. It's like $10, $11 at the drugstore. Really great primer. I would definitely recommend this for the summertime. See, I was already getting way ahead of myself. I also did want to recommend a brow glue. This is the Honey Glue from Pink Honey. It's available on Beauty Bay. I really love this stuff. This is my second jar of it. It provides really great hold. If you don't want your brows to move, this is what you need, because I know for me, brows always get so much harder in the summer because of humidity, and this will hold them up. So if you're looking for a great, intense eyebrow gel, glue, whatever you want to call it, this one from Pink Honey is super great. I really love it. For foundation, I have two here in front of me that I know I really love. I have another one that I really like, but I don't know if I necessarily want to recommend it, just because I had a bad customer service experience. So we'll see. But the first one, and you guys are probably so tired of seeing this, is the Rose Ink Luminous Tinted Serum. You guys, don't sleep on this stuff. It is literally so good. Like, it gives like the most blurred, juicy tint to your face, and it has a really, really beautiful dry down. This shit lasts forever. I'm talking like 12 hours plus. It holds up on your face and just looks stinking gorgeous. This is a product I love all year around, but it's definitely one that I'll be reaching for a lot more in the summer. One, because this shade's a little dark for me, but two, in the summer I tend to run a little bit more oily, so something like this works really, really great. The next product I don't currently have in my collection because I recently finished it up. It is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. Slaps. It runs a little bit more on the matte side, but I didn't find it to be drying. It was just a little bit more on the matte side, which I think is why it holds up really well in the more humid and hot climate. It's one that I definitely really enjoy, and I do plan to repurchase. If you're curious, I'm the shade light medium right now. I do plan to pick up the shade fair though, because I'm not going to pick it up until, because I have some other foundations I want to get through first. And by the time that happens, it'll probably be closer to fall, winter time. So I'll need a lighter shade. But that product is incredible. It's like $5 or $6. It goes on sale all the time, and it holds up really, really well in the summer climate. So highly recommend that one. The next one I'm going to recommend is the Huda Beauty Foundation Stick. I actually haven't used this in a while, and it's because we're moving into summer, and the shade that I have is 140G Cashew, which is like a really great winter shade for me. But as you can see, but it's too light for me during this time of the year. I think last year I was in the 200 range for my summer shade. I might pick one up, especially since I emptied my tint. I might pick up my summer shade of the Stick Foundation because I love this. Like, literally, if you guys have been here since last summer, then you know this right here, the freaking Dynamic Duo. This is all I used pretty much all last summer. It looked so stinking beautiful on the skin. Like, it just, so good. So I foresee myself picking up another Huda Beauty stick in my shade because I really just love the product. I love the formula. It's really, really good. The other one that I was on the fence about recommending is from Just So Colors, and here's why. I had a really poor customer service experience with Just So Colors, and then also the product that they had sent me expired like within 3 months, and they didn't care. They didn't want to do anything about it, and I just kind of put a really bad taste in my mouth. But I will say their foundation, the Meet Your Hue, is good for the summertime. I have the shade 110 Light. It's actually what I'm wearing today. It runs a little too warm for me in the winter, so this will be like my focus foundation this summer, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it because there's a lot of product in here, I feel like. Yeah, 1 ounce. So I'm working on this, which is why I haven't purchased my summer shade in my Huda stick yet, because I'm trying to be like, okay, well, do I really need a Huda stick, my Dose foundation, my Rose Ink? Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be more minimalistic, but at the same time, I like variety in the form of I can use a stick foundation, a liquid foundation, and a tint. I like that kind of variety to have to mix things up. So we'll see. But yeah, I do think that this overall is a really great foundation. I've been wearing this all day at work. I've had it on, let's see, for 8.5 hours at this point. And I'll probably wear it until I take it off tonight. But like, my base still looks pretty damn good, you guys. So It's a good one. I really like it. The next product that I want to chat about that I think wears really well in the summer is the Spectral Shines from Phytosurgence. This one is in Divine Daylight. I don't want to show you my deeper one because it's in my project pan and I want to save that progress. This one is too, but I haven't used it as much because I'm focusing on the other one since it's deeper. But I love this product. It's also what I use today. And look at that glow, you guys. It is just the most beautiful lit from within kind of situation. And it obviously, it lasts all day. It's really, in my opinion, easy to use. I recommend, let me see here. I recommend using these with the e.l.f. stipple brushes. These are super, super affordable. If you go in, swirl it to get your brush coated, and then I just go in with it. And I do it before my blush. So that's how I use it. I love it. These are my go-to, like I'm excited for you guys to see this one. I use it all year round, but these are my two more like summer shades. And then I have a winter shade. But yeah, I just enjoy the formula. I think that it is so great during this time of year. Plus you can still get the glow without like an oily look or like a powdery finish. So really, really love that. Next is going to be blushes. These are the formulas that I have found to be the most long lasting. I do have some newer blushes in my collection that I haven't tested out yet in the summer. So like there could be new items to this list, but as of now, these two formulations are what I know will last really well. The first one is the Patrick Ta Blush Duos. I don't even use the powder side. I just use the cream sides. And this is actually, I'll just rub it on my hand. This is actually what I have on today. And you can still, you know, after 8+ hours, noticeably see that I have my blush on. It still looks so stinking beautiful. So I definitely recommend this one for the summertime. It can hold its own in the heat. And I imagine that it would probably stay even better if you set it with the powder that comes in this compact, but I don't use that portion. The other formulation that I really, really love in the summertime is my blushes from Phytosurgence. I am gonna pull out a shade that you guys probably haven't really seen that much. Just for example, the shade Fume. This formula, I have a few shades, is just so like unique and long lasting. Like, oh, that shade is so pretty. But it's a very long lasting formulation on the cheeks, which again is just like what I look for in the summer. It would actually probably be more radiant than what is on my cheeks today. But these just, man, they hold their own. They hold their own. They're very long lasting. They blend out really easily. I don't have any issues with that or anything. They lay nicely on top of all of my other products. And that's the thing. Like, all these products aren't finicky. And that's what I like. You can mix and match them and use them with whatever, and they seem to work. And that's what I like. I don't like stuff that like, oh, I can only use this when I use this foundation. I don't like products like that. I like products that can work with whatever I'm going to be reaching for. And these are products like that. So yeah, really, really, really love this. So I only have a handful of bronzers as well. I do have a lot of newer to me bronzers in my collection right now that I'm going to be testing through the summer and may potentially get added to this list. But right now I'm just going to be talking about the ones that I know do a really nice job. The first one is the Janessa Myrick's Balm Contour. I have the shade Light 2, and it's actually what I am wearing today. And this bronzer is still going strong, baby. Like, I love that. I hate when bronzer fades. Like, I hate that so much because it just like lightens up my face and really just makes everything else that I've done mute. So I really, really love that this is a super long lasting product. Today I just went in with my finger and I did some dots and then I blended it out. But you can go in like straight with a brush as well if that's what you prefer. I usually go back and forth. It helps me to like keep the pan cleaner, but this is a really, really great one for lasting power. The next one is a tried and true that pretty much everybody loves and uses. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is a good one that I use all year around, but it's beautiful in the summer as well. It's a really great long-lasting powder. It's one that I had reached for a lot last year. The other one that I had reached for a lot last year has since been like decluttered, so I don't have that to show you all. But this is a good one. It's drugstore, which is nice, a good affordable price point. I'm assuming my Alamar one is going to do well as well, but I didn't really use it that much last summer. And like I said, I've had a lot more new bronzers come into my collection here lately. I've been on a bit of a bronzer kick. So I'll be trying out more, and I'm sure there will be more to add to this list. But as of right now, this is the only powder I have on my list. Next up, this one is a lot newer to me, but I'm already loving it. It is the Makeup by Mario Enhancer. I have the shade Light Medium. You guys, this is so good. This is one that I feel would look really, really beautiful on top of the SPF. Like, I think it would look so gorgeous because this is so lightweight and balmy, but it dries down really nice. It's not like sticky or slippery or anything like that. And it is long lasting. I don't think it's as long lasting as the Janessa Myrick's one, but you're still easily gonna get the 9 to 10 hours out of this. I've been wearing it, testing wear time and whatnot. And that's the shade right there, which is just, oh, it is so like perfection. It is so beautiful. It literally, and it blends itself out. Like, you don't gotta try. This one is definitely, I'm already trying to, like, because I was using this and like did not want to put it down, and I had to rotate into another one. So I can already see this becoming easily a favorite that I want to reach for over all of my others, like all the time. So this is definitely a really beautiful and unique formula to my collection. I love this one, and I think, you know, it's going to be great in the summer. It's worn really, really well so far. Now I'm briefly just going to touch on lips. I know it can get a little bit windy in the summer. I have tons of glosses that I love. I love a gloss, a lip oil, whatnot. But I thought I would just share a couple bullet lipsticks that I'm really, really in love with. The first one is my tried and true. This is the Milani Matte Naked 61. This is an incredible formula. There's a swatch of it right there. It's like creamy, but not super creamy. It's like in like matte, but not super matte. It's like a perfect in the middle. And I just love the way that it wears and it looks on the lips. It is such a great, like, just a great formula for like the hot summer months. The next one, oop, I grabbed the wrong shade. The other one I want to show you, like, probably shouldn't even show you because it is discontinued. It's from Becca, but if you can find a shade similar to this, I love this shade in the summer. It's like such a perfect, like, lightening shade for the middle of your lips with a darker lip liner. Like, it just looks so good. And I don't like this shade on me in the winter, but in the summer, like, this is like, I used the crap out of this last summer. And I probably will again this summer, but I love it. And I know I've said this before, but if Becca were to keep anything, I really wish they would have hung on to that lipstick formula, because not only is the formula good, but the packaging is actually really, really nice. So yeah, I wish they would have hung on to that, but you know. Next up for eyes, there are a couple singles that I really love, which is weird because you guys know I'm not a huge singles person. But one of the singles I'll recommend is from Fido, and it's the shade Wild Oak. It's just like a really beautiful bronzy, like brown gold tone. So stunning. I think my nails, I think, are too long right now to really get a good swatch out there on the outside. But I just go in with a brush, and I love the way this looks all over my lid. It provides its own kind of dimension and definition. Super, super beautiful. And then the other product I love in the summer is the Hourglass Scattered Lights in the shade Ray. I have tried some other Scattered Lights, and I didn't really love them. I'm trying to get a clean brush here so I can swatch this because my fingernails are too long right now to get in there. But this one is just so sparkly and stunning. Like, oh, man, if I wasn't doing a series this week, I would actually probably wear this combination tomorrow. But the combination of these is just so, it is so good. And like, this wears beautifully on its own, but if you really just want to like step it up and make it sparkly, like, this is stunning. Both of these are really long wearing as well, together and separately, so I love that about them. They hold their own in the heat. Yeah, they are stinking gorgeous. And then for palettes, I have 3 out that I know I really enjoyed, and I'm adding another one to it. I didn't use it last summer, but they're the tones that I typically reach for in the summer. I love warm tones in the summer. So I'm gonna show you the 4 palettes that I will most likely be using the most over the next few months. The first one is the Scott Barnes It's Natural palette. I used this a lot last summer. This is also like a really great palette to travel with. I love traveling with this one when I am able to get out. It just has all your basic brown tones, shades that work really well for me to set and the crease and the transition. Then you have these gold tones as well, and these beautiful sparkly tones if you want to really glam it up. But yeah, this one is just such a good one. By the way, all the palettes that I'm showing you don't crease on my eyes either. So I did want to point that out. If I have creasy, I don't keep creasy eyeshadow, you guys. I declutter that shit. The palette that I used a crap ton last summer. Ooh. Might be there we go, put my finger in. Is the Tati Beauty palette. I used this a ton last summer. The orange tones just look so pretty on this in the summer as well. Then you have these light shades, these, you know, typical browns, the dark chocolatey browns, the glitters and the sequin shades just hit so different in the summer because you get that beautiful golden lighting that we don't really see where I live in the winter. So this is one that I reached for a lot last year and will probably continue to reach for a lot this year. Next up, I wanted to include one that I reach for when I'm feeling more like that fun summery vibe, like fun summer vibes. The Mercury Retrograde from Huda Beauty. This is like, honestly, one of my faves because you can get so many really pretty like pastel looks out of it, but you can also get like a more lighter with like gold tones and whatnot. So I think this one is pretty versatile for like fun, colorful, pretty looks, and you can also make them a little bit softer if you want. But this is just a really great one to have in rotation, to have something different if you're, you know, wanting to get out of the box in terms of that like smoky, chocolatey, natural eye. This is one that I like to reach for. This shade and this shade are just so, so beautiful. Like, I can't. And and especially when you have a little bit of a tan, gosh, it hits completely. It just hits different when you got a little bit of a tan. And I love the way that it looks. So I'm really excited obviously I've been working on this palette, but I'm excited to continue to give it more love throughout the summer. The last one that I am going to mention, I think, which I think is the last product in general that I'm going to mention. Like I said, there might be more items like at the end of the summer because I'm going to be trying out some new stuff. But the last one I'm going to mention is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions palette. This is, guys, this is one that I always want to use. And I have to literally be like, no, Megan, no. But I foresee myself reaching for this a lot because you can get those really golden brown tones out of this. And then the topper shades are just going to add you know, the most beautiful, like, something to the look. Like that, because they're like wet. And they're just gonna, yeah, it's gonna slap. It's gonna be a whole vibe, okay, you guys? It's gonna be a whole vibe. I'm very excited. I'm really excited too. I've dabbled in the creams. They're definitely probably on the like barely used side, but I have dabbled in the creams. I really like them. I have not had, this is the OG palette, and I have not had any issues at all with any kind of creasing or anything like that. I do still have the Major Dimensions 2 eyeshadow palette on my wish list, and because I swatched it, and oh my god, it was so pretty. But this one is just, oh, it's like definitely a favorite for me. I'm obsessed in the worst way. But yeah, so currently these are all of my favorite summer products that I like to use during this time of year, because they're going to, one, look great, glowy, they give me the summertime vibe, and they have a really beautiful lasting power. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the subscribe button and like it. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.